Shalom Israel. Call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of GMS who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This is GMS Arkansas. This is a Stop and Listen edition. Just following this truth. Hey man, just gonna try to keep pushing through the spirit. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Until the lights is turned out on Babylon. And that's our job as prophets. We're prophesying the destruction of Babylon. And within that destruction, we also teach of the scriptures, the true way. And what I want to talk about now is through this truth, brothers who truly believe in the scriptures, in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, time's coming to where Esau's getting ready to roll up on us, man. So certain brothers will be martyrs for the truth and for their beliefs. When you look at that word martyr, it goes into someone who's killed for their strong belief, right? So we believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in these scriptures, So sometimes faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai can be basically like unpopular to the masses of the people, because a lot of people, they are in opposition of these scriptures. They say they believe, but they don't. They're what you call anti-Christ, against Christ anointed. So they really against the anointed. So if you have that strong belief in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, it could trigger these different threats to you. People threaten you with death, because we go out on these highways and byways in the face of those who afflicted us. And if the laws were in place, a lot of people, if there was no law, they'd be then probably jumped on us already, man. So, but that time is coming where they're going to issue that order to what's called the martial law troops. They'll be coming against us. So certain brothers are going to get spiritual power. It tells you that in Isaiah 59:19, the Lord going to lift up a standard when they come against you. Certain brothers are going to catch hell and be raised in their chariots. There's certain brothers who probably going to be martyrs. They're going to die for their belief in this truth. And I just want to get into a few scriptures showing where this happened, because the same thing that was then is now. So you take Jeremiah. I was reading Jeremiah, the 26th chapter. Jeremiah was bringing that message for the Lord, the impending judgment on Jerusalem, and a lot of people didn't like it. I'm going to show you right here. This is Jeremiah 26:11. Then spake the priests and the prophets unto the princes and to all the people, saying, This man is worthy to die, for he hath prophesied against this city, as ye have heard with your ears. Then spake Jeremiah to all the princes and to all the people, saying, The Lord Yahweh hath sent me to prophesy against this house and against this city all the words that ye have heard. And that's the same with us. The Lord has sent us out there to preach these same words, the same messages, man. We're preaching the judgment of Israel. We're preaching the destruction of Israel, the judgments of these other nations, and our enemies. And we're preaching salvation to the elect. And a lot of people don't like to hear it. So therefore, when that time comes, brothers probably going to be the first one on the list to be taken, man. They persecuted heavily and some killed. Let's go on. It says, verse 13, Therefore now amend your ways and your doings, and obey the voice of Yahweh your power, and the Lord will repent him of the evil that he hath pronounced against you. So if you turn from your ways, the Lord will repent against the evils that he was going to put on you. And for me, behold, I am in your hands. Do with me as seemeth good and meet unto you. So Jeremiah said, look, I'm in your hands. I already spoke the word, so you do what you think is right. If you kill me, that's what it is. So Jeremiah had that spirit of, hey, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. If you kill me, you kill me. So it says, but know ye for certain that if ye put me to death, ye should surely bring innocent blood upon yourselves, and upon this city and upon the inhabitants thereof. For of the truth of Yahweh have sent me to speak all these words in your ears. Right? And it says, then said the princes and all the people unto the priest and to the prophet, this man is not worthy to die, for he hath spoken to us in the name of the Lord our power. You skip down to verse 24. Nevertheless, the hand of Ahiokim, the son of Shuphan, was with Jeremiah, that they should not give him into the hand of the people to put him to death. So Jeremiah had certain influential friends, which permitted them, helped him not have harm brought to him, So he was ready, basically to die, right? He was ready to be that martyr for what he believed in, So certain brothers, you might have to sacrifice your life and your beliefs, man, in times coming soon. So with that, I just want to get a few more, even in that same chapter, going into the brother Urijah. It's verse 20. It says, and there was also a man that prophesied in the name of the Lord Yahweh, Urijah, the son of Shemaiah of Kirjath Jearim, who prophesied against this city and against this land according to all the words of Jeremiah. And when Jehoiakim the king with all his mighty men and all the princes heard his words, the king sought to put him to death. But when Urijah heard it, he was afraid and fled and went into Egypt. And why did he go into Egypt? Right? Because he would blend in. Because Egypt had dark-skinned people. So I let you know, Urijah was Israelite. He fled just like they fled. Mary and Joseph fled Yahweh to Egypt because they would blend in. Because they were dark nation too. Also, it says, and Jehoiakim the king sent men into Egypt, namely Elnathan and the son of Ekbor, and certain men with him into Egypt. And they fetched forth Urijah out of Egypt and brought him unto Jehoiakim the king, who slew him with the sword and cast his dead body into the grave of the common people. So he didn't even get that burial like most prophets and kings get, like that honorable burial where you be buried with your fathers, the different kings and the prophets or whatever. They just buried it with the common people like it was nothing. So Urijah was one of those who was a martyr. He died for his beliefs. Even though he left, they went and found him. But he died for his beliefs. Show you another one. Let's go to the book of Mark 6. Mark 6:17. I'm going to read through. It says, Mark 6:17, this is dealing with John the Baptist. John the Baptist was another martyr, someone who died for his beliefs. I'm going to read it. It says, for Herod himself had sent forth and laid hold upon John the Baptist and bound him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother's Philip's wife, for he had married her. For John had said unto Herod, it is not lawful for thee to have thy brother's wife. So he's telling him what the scriptures say, basically. But I guess he was the king. He didn't want to hear this, right? Therefore Herodias had a quarrel against him and would have killed him. But she could not. For Herod feared John, knowing that he was just a man and a holy, and observed him. And when he had heard him, he did many things and heard him gladly. And when a convenient day was come, that Herod on the birthday made a supper to his lord's high captains and chief estates of Galilee. And when the daughter of the said Herodias came in and danced and pleased Herod and them that sat with him, the king said unto the damsel, Ask of me whatsoever thou wilt, I will give unto thee. And he sware unto her, Whatsoever thou shalt ask of me, I will give it thee, unto the half of my kingdom. And she went forth and said unto her mother, What shall I ask? And she said, The head of John the Baptist. And she came in straightway with haste unto the king and asked, saying, I will that thou give me by and by in a charger the head of John the Baptist. So in a charger, basically on a platter, right? The head of John the Baptist. And the king was exceedingly sorry, yet for the oath's sake, keeping his word, and for the sake which set with him, he would not reject her. Right? He wouldn't refuse her offer. And immediately the king sent an executioner and commanded his head to be brought, and he went and beheaded him in prison, and brought the head in a charger, and gave it to the damsel, and the damsel gave it to her mother. And when the disciples heard it, they came and took up his corpse and laid it in a tomb. So John the Baptist died as a martyr for his belief, man. You have in the book of Acts, Stephen, Acts 7. Acts 7. The martyrdom, it's called the martyrdom of Stephen. That's the title of it. I'll read from 54 to 60. It says, when they heard these things, they were cut to the heart, and they gashed on him with their teeth, because of what Stephen was doing. He was preaching, he was basically preaching to the Jewish council on basically how they had a lot to do with Yahushua's death, so to speak. So it says, but he, being full of the Holy Spirit, looked up steadfastly into heaven and saw the glory of the Most High, Yahushua, standing on the right hand of God. He said, Behold, I see heaven open, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of the Most High. Then he cried out with a loud voice, and stopped their ears, and ran upon him with one accord, and cast him out of the city, and stoned him. And the witness laid down their clothes at the young man's feet, whose name was Saul. It says, and they stoned Stephen, calling upon God, and saying, Lord, Yahushua, receive my spirit. And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Lord, lay not this sin to their charge. And when he had said this, he fell asleep. So they stoned him to death. So he was a martyr for what he believed in. Because Stephen, he was filled with the Spirit. Because Stephen always used to want to prophesy, and it was kind of like basically like, wait your turn. and the spirit got on him, man. He just went at it, man. You know, spirit got on him. He believed. He started preaching. So he was a martyr for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, and there's many more. Peter. We had Antipas in Revelations 2 and 13. It's 2 and 13. Let's see what that says. I know Antipas. Revelations 2 and 13. It says, I know thy works, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. And thou holdest fast my name, and hast not denied my faith, even those days where Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you, where Satan dwelleth. So he was. When you read about Antipas, he was slayed. They actually put him in a brazen bull, right? They boiled him, set the fire on the bottom of a brazen bull, right? And they put him in it like being in a cauldron, man. That's how they killed Antipas, man. They set the fire under the bottom of the brazen bull. You know, you just type in how did Antipas die. So that's a cruel way to die. Antipas was a martyr. When you read in Genesis with Abel, Cain killed Abel because of just the acceptable offering, acceptable sacrifice to the Most High. You know, matter of fact, I could get that. Read that. Genesis 4. I could go out with that one. That's a good one to go out with. So Abel was that martyr also, man. So brothers, you know, we coming to that time for let's see. It says, I start at 1. It says, and Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord Yahweh. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of the sheep. Cain was a tiller of the ground, and in the process of time it came to pass, Cain brought of the fruit of the ground as an offering unto the Lord, and Abel brought of the firstling of the flock and the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and his offering. So Cain brought the offering of the ground, he brought fruit, but the Lord wanted that meat offering, that fat offering. But unto Cain and to his offering, he had no respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. So he was basically real angry that the Lord didn't accept his offering. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou dwellest well, shall not thou be accepted? And if thou doest not well, then sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose against Abel his brother and slew him. And the Lord said to Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not, am I my brother's keeper? So Cain was trying to be funny with the Lord, like, hey, I'm supposed to be watching over him. But Cain was so mad that he gave the wrong offering. Till he just got mad and killed his brother, man. That same spirit is the spirit that's in Esau today, man. He's been killing us the same way, man. They're angry because the Lord has given us that covenant Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's down to the 12 tribes of Israel. So believe me, brothers, they're mad that you're out there prophesying on the highways and byways. You know, they're real angry, man, to the point where they're going to come up against us in that day with martial law, right? And they're going to come against us. And some of us are going to be martyrs, man, for the truth, man. So, you know, just keep your faith, man. You know, we don't know if we the ones who are going to be beamed up in the chariots. You just don't know. So whether you're going to be a martyr, you don't know. So just keep your faith to the end. him that overcome to the end. So with that, all praise be to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, elders of GMS who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. And this GMS stop and listen. Hope that was edifying. Shalom.